107.5, The Game Podcasting is sponsored by Modern Exterminating, a family-oriented company. Professional, honest, and dependable pest control solutions. We're your one-stop shop for all pests.
Because this week is funky, Shane Beamer will speak tomorrow at 1 o'clock instead of today, because today is Monday and tomorrow is Tuesday if you're at the football facility, because the game is on Sunday instead. So I'm already getting confused by that, but we'll hear from Beamer tomorrow, where I'm sure Faison will be one of the first words out of his mouth when he takes to the podium.
Yeah, I think he's probably looking forward, because every week Shane would either get asked about, or he's gotten into the rhythm of just every week he would just mention it before you guys even ask, like, Faison's not cleared. He's probably gotten sick of that, so he's probably going to be glad to have some good news to deliver tomorrow.
Yeah, also, we'll hopefully get an update on Traven Robertson as well.
Yeah, that's another big thing.
We haven't heard anything since the initial statements came out over the weekend. We know he was, at the time at least, in the hospital in stable condition. We don't know if he's been released yet or anything along those lines, and hopefully learn some of that tomorrow as well. By the way, do you know the last time that Carolina played on a Sunday?
So actually, yes. I was talking about this with Kendall Smith on GC Live about a week and a half ago. 2016, they played Georgia on a Sunday.
Yep.
And if I'm not mistaken, again, I was not living in Columbia at the time, but there was that flood that really ruined Columbia, so they had to push the game back.
Yep, game was played on Sunday at 1. I remember it was very weird watching college football and NFL simultaneously at the same time.
It was like, an afternoon game at Williams-Brice Stadium?
It's like a 1 o'clock kick.
And for some reason, I thought 2015 against LSU was the game they moved to a Sunday, but they were supposed to play in Columbia, but they moved it to Baton Rouge.
That's right. As a part of the 9-game schedule, the SEC will still continue to require that you play at least one out-of-conference opponent from the Power 4 ranks. And there's a lot of schools like South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Kentucky that already do this because they have a built-in rival in the ACC, so that satisfies that requirements, but not every school can do that. And there's a lot of schools that have booked up multiple Power 4 opponents in the years to come that we're going to have some decisions to make in terms of what they were going to do with their future scheduling. About an hour ago, West Virginia and Alabama have mutually agreed to cancel the 2-game series that they had scheduled for the 2026 and 2027 seasons. It was set to be a home-and-home, as Alabama now in 2026 already has a game scheduled against Florida State. They've got a game against East Carolina and USF. And in 2027, they already had a game scheduled against Ohio State as well. So they wanted to make sure they weren't overloading themselves and satisfying their requirement more than they needed to, it seems like, as the West Virginia series has now been canceled.
And apparently, I'm reading this on BamaOnline.com with On3, but apparently new to that schedule, like you mentioned, East Carolina is that new team that will come to Tuscaloosa next year. So
because that was set for week 1, it looks like, and East Carolina's taking place of that.
Yeah, and again, Florida State will make the return trip of the home-and-home next year to Tuscaloosa, September 19th.